Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you are still tied to your screen. We are back and running. We did have our former speaker, Mr. Michael Peter, who was giving us an overview around forestry, or rather the forestry industry in the country. Now, without further ado, still talking key tenants for sustainable manufacturing sector. We have the CEO of Printing SA, Dr. Abdool Majid Mohamed. Without further ado, sir, I'd like to hand over to you just to grace us with your knowledge. Over to you.
Very good morning to all of you and all protocols observed. Okay, in the 10 minutes allocated, I'm going to be covering quite a wide array of things. So let me start by saying we're going to start off with who we are and what we do. And broadly speaking, this is what I want to cover in the next few minutes. So Printing SA is the official voice of the printing, packaging, signage, and visual communication sectors in this country. And being a non-mandatory or non-official organization, we are member-based, and we rely heavily on our member companies to support us through all our different activities and programs. Essentially, we do four things which confer, which means we relate with the industry body, industry companies in terms of events that we host, conferences, webinars, and member networking. We also do consulting services, where we have a broad array of HR and labor relations related services for our member companies, and we provide bespoke services that are needed by the different size of companies we service. We also campaign or lobby in a big way with government, in that we simplify complex legislation that is promulgated and we make it easy to digest by providing regular communications to our members. And I think I just want to touch on three important acts that came out recently. The first one is the Waste Management Act, which is now in place since November of last year. Now, this act aims to minimize landfills and encourage a circular economy. So all member companies that produce waste to that extent of over 10 tons per annum have to register with the Producer Responsibility Organization. And these funds in turn are collected by the PRO, and they will be used to assist in the product's recovery and achieve recycling targets that have been set. The other one is the Air Quality Act, in which owners of factories need to ensure that any emissions over 25 tons per annum, they need to actually put in mitigation equipment at huge costs, either carbon absorption or thermal oxidizers in their plants. Now, Printing SA has, on behalf of the industry, engaged specialist consultants, spending over R1 million to make representations, suggesting alternatives to the government to how the proposed legislation can best be implemented without the negative impacts or effects of higher production costs. So the Department of DFFE, Forestry, Fisheries, Environment, is looking into our proposals. Also, in terms of the DOEL, they've proposed new employment equity targets for all sectors. And what we have done as an industry body is we've developed a comprehensive response proposing more reasonable targets to be achieved. And this is also currently receiving attention. I then move on to what is the print value chain. Now, essentially, this explains that we in print are also very closely tied up with publishing, packaging, signage, and the visual communications. So if you look at this graphic, the raw material supplies include all the different substrates, which is paper, board, plastics, vinyls, polystyrene, metal and aluminum cans, PET, etc., and inks of all kinds. The equipment also comes from diverse manufacturers. Then we move on to the actual concept and who originates it and develops the design of the product. That includes the pre-press and the marketing elements of that product that's going to be manufactured. Then we move on to the third yellow block, which is the manufacturing stage. That is how it gets printed or produced, on what surface or substrate does it do that, and what kind of specialized equipment does it use. So this includes the actual press and post-press stages of the production cycle. Then we move on to how the item gets transported, distributed, sold, or used by consumers or whoever is the end product market. And then the final step is the reuse and recycling element of the product. Now, we've had good relationships with our sister organizations, which are Packaging SA, Plastics SA, Glass Recycling Company, the Vinyls Association, Polystyrene Association, and the Metal Packaging. They deal with printing on beverage cans and tin food items, etc. So all these industry associations, we work in collaboration, especially with this new PRO, the Waste Management Act that has been promulgated and is now in use. We then move on to our history of Printing SA. We are now 111 years old, but not yet cold. We've been through two major industrial revolutions in the past 100 years, and now are poised to embrace 4IR and what some people are also calling 5IR. In terms of our organization, we're a very young workforce and a demographic. We're a small NPC of about 23 staff members serving the entire country through 4 decentralized chambers. And we continue to be relevant and agile, and thus our rich history and heritage. In terms of training, which is the core of this particular 2-day summit, I'll focus on that now. So we've developed cutting-edge new curriculums for many short learning programs as well as formal programs. So as part of making printing an exciting career, some even say like a more sexier career, the prospect for matriculants, we do career sort of counseling for them, or we attend career expos to encourage them to join this vibrant sort of sector. And for this particular group, we've developed the foundational learning program. And this program focuses on unemployed youth who have been identified through rigorous psychometric and color perception testing so that they can make career print their choice in terms of a career. It is offered as a 5 months of intensive training, either face-to-face or through Google Classrooms, followed by 3 months of an internship at a company that provides workplace training. And we are proud to say that over 160 learners have been through this program so far, and over half of them have secured full-time permanent employment. So it's quite a big success story for the FP&M Seta as well. Then we have the Introduction to Printing and Packaging, which is a short introductory course, about 2 days long. We also have various work-life orientation programs, which are basic introductory courses covering personal and work-related topics. In terms of some of our technical training, and the first one is about how we focus in terms of upskilling and reskilling, the buzzwords that have been mentioned by 2 previous speakers as well. So we've got the Adobe Creative Cloud, which is aimed at designers and creatives who want to up their game and to be more proficient in how they function in the pre-press environment. So these are many short learning programs, short courses offered by a specialist and offered through us as Printing SA. We also have other wider array of programs on offer, and this is just a list. And one of them, the Color Management e-learning, is a 20-hour course now being offered internationally, and it has received international acclaim and has been so successful that it is being considered to be offered and translated into other European languages as well. In terms of other specialized short learning programs that are linked to qualifications, this is part of our list, and this is the other extended list. So we also offer the International Computer Driver License, which gives learners basic computer skills, Word and Excel. We've even got our own team leader program, which is a 1-month duration of 5 core modules aimed at supervisory level positions within our factories. Then for middle management, we offer the NDP and MDP to tertiary institutions like WITS and CPUT, allowing for career progression as well as succession planning within the industry. We also have offered the screen print short course for entrepreneurs, and this is basically a quick start with practical skills to start up their own business with very little capital outlay from the person that's starting it up. And in this regard, we've got many success stories which we can share with you. In terms of mentorship training, we've paired up with the National Mentorship Movement, and currently 50 mentees are being mentored by skilled mentors from our industry. And we have many other programs. You're free to visit our website and look at our full calendar and prospectus. It's there, as well as our costs of all the programs. And we are very proud to say that we offer many bursaries offered through the generous grants received from the FP&M Seta. In terms of how we embrace the future, now the 4th and 5th industrial revolutions are upon us, forcing the move away from analog to digital, while harnessing the power of many of these value-adding technologies like AI, robotics, automation, etc. And also for the first time in South Africa, we're planning to embark on a wage and skill survey to analyze 50 common job titles of the industry and to have these benchmarked in terms of the industry at large. And this will definitely give us, more consolidated view of what job titles are, what job description should be, and what perhaps salary scales should be. And this will be a very useful research, and the FP&M Seta will hopefully sponsor this particular piece of research. The other one is on the industry growth strategy. We're hoping that we will be able to give companies an edge in terms of capitalizing on growth opportunities that are on the horizon and that can be taken, made good of. So, yeah, all right. So those are the two things we're going to be doing, the research-wise. In terms of embracing the future, we've onboarded two strategic partners. One is Productivity SA. So here we're offering member companies to undertake business process re-engineering and turnaround strategies that will impact their bottom line positively. And for those companies in distress, because COVID has impacted negatively in many companies, they also have special programs that are put in place to rescue them and to make them profitable once more. So these are offers available from Productivity SA. In terms of Proudly SA, we're also pushing the agenda of localization of content and manufacturing in South Africa instead of abroad, thus saving and creating jobs. Sustainability is quite a big buzzword at the moment, and it's not only about green packaging, but the entire design processes that take the end of life of a product into consideration, trying to avoid the end products manufacturing finding their way into landfills. So the design of both the product and the packaging will be environmentally friendly, using the least amount of harmful components and maximize its reusability through recycling initiatives. So that linear paradigm of take, make, and dispose into landfills has been now changed to a circular economy, which emphasizes reduce, reuse, and recycle. And many companies investing in new equipment are also looking at energy efficient or environmentally certified equipment to satisfy what is this new growing demand. In terms of other opportunities, the African Continent Free Trade Agreement provides opportunities for companies to enter the import and export markets for goods and services into the continent. And this will facilitate job creation and greater competitiveness of African micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises. And is expected to generate jobs for young people and boost the entire, what is called the entire creative and cultural industry is also called the orange economy, which is in this little graphic that you can see. So this includes the visual performing arts, crafts, publishing, printing, festivals, photography, music, dance, film, etc. So that's a whole array of industries that will benefit from this African Continent Free Trade Agreement. Okay, then we move on to in the international stage. Our association with FESPA, the International Screen Print Association, makes us the home for FESPA Africa. And we host the largest expo annually on the continent in terms of wide format printing, signage, and textile printing. They also give us access to international trends, research, and best practice. Then we have the World Print Communication Forum based in Brussels. They give us access into the European Union engagement with governments in various legislation. And they have made great strides in developing, bringing into use the carbon calculators for the industry, which we are also hoping to roll out in South Africa. Other international players are two sides that promote the value of print and debunk the myths perpetuated about how harmful paper is to the environment, because paper and board are actually the most highly recyclable of all substrates and can be reused many times. And even if its actual end of life gets composted easily. So companies promoting the use of digital communication like email over paper use have what is called greenwashing tendencies, and they make false claims about the eco-friendliness of email communication rather than printed communication. Now, Two Sides is an organization also having a branch in South Africa that counteracts these false claims made by these companies. In terms of the Forestry Stewardship Council certified paper, this sort of certification gives us the confidence that pulp for paper is sourced from sustainable and well-managed resources across the globe. Okay, I think I'll leave it at that. So this is our contact details. There's more information there, and you're free to contact us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was Dr. Abdool Mohamed, the CEO of Printing South Africa. Thank you very much for the insight that you truly shared with us. Indeed, I believe that it's an industry we so often take for granted, and there are a lot of opportunities for young people precisely to upskill and even change careers. Who knows what lies beyond the horizon? So thank you very much, Dr. Abdul, for your participation. Once again, reminding us of the great sponsor and partner that FP and M Seta has been to the Skills Development Summit.